everybody, and welcome to yoga. We have a special guest. Bean is joining us today. We'll see how that goes. It's a bit of a gamble. Historically speaking, I'm not great with uncertainty, whether it's small uncertainties, like what is it like to have Bean in practice in here when I'm doing a video. He might just lie down and sleep the whole time, fingers crossed. He might decide he's bored and not like to be in here. So we'll see how it goes. So small uncertainties, not so great with. Big uncertainties like what's happening right now in pandemic world, I'm really not great with. And I find myself lately trying to find some sort of security in news sources, and I'm checking the news, reading the news way more than I ever have before, trying to find some sort of security in that. And then I find out that that is the least likely place for me to find any security at this point, and that there's just a whole lot of uncertainty, and that can be scary and anxiety making. For this one. So we're trying to figure out, or I'm trying to figure out how to be with that uncertainty, these big uncertainties, small uncertainties. And instead of focusing on those, what else could I focus on? And it's all about that idea of life happens and it is the way it is right now, and I get to decide how I want to respond to what's going on right now. And I can decide to approach that with lots of anxiety and discomfort, or I can respond by paying attention to the things that have been blessings and things being put on pause. For instance, I haven't set an alarm for a really long time, and that feels great. I'm reading a whole lot more than I was before. I get to take my time with my sheep chores and hug sheep, which is amazing. And best part of all, I get to spend a whole lot of time with my husband. So not a lot of people can say first year of marriage that they get this extra long honeymoon, so hooray. So I'm trying to focus on those things rather than I don't know what's going on in the world today. And in doing that, I also am trying to do things that I enjoy while I have lots of time to do them. One of them being yoga, and one of them being sharing a yoga practice with my students. So here we are again. And we're going to do a bit more of a leisurely practice for when you want to move, but you don't want to put a whole lot of effort into it. So this is for those moments. So we'll find a comfortable seat. And again, I always have the two blocks, a blanket. If you have them, if you don't, you can make something up that looks like a block, or you don't have to worry about it. You might want a strap close by or some sort of belt. You also might not need it. We'll see how it goes. But finding a comfortable seat, doing this practice without music, putting on your favorite tunes in the background, however you want to approach this. And as you find your seat cross-legged, back on the heels, legs can even be out in front of you if that feels best today. Just find something that feels comfortable. If the knees aren't comfortable sitting cross-legged, and you have blocks, you can put blocks underneath the knees, which might help, especially if the knees are more like this and the hips are tight. So you can use something like that. You can use extra blankets or pillows. And then sitting up nice and tall, rolling the shoulders up, back and down. And another time, up, back and down. Letting the eyes gently close, or just take your gaze to the floor or the lap. And inviting a deep breath in and sigh out. And taking another deep breath in and sigh out. Just starting to turn the attention inside. Scanning through the different layers of the self, noticing what's showing up there, and any places that might need a little extra love and care. How's the physical body feeling today? How is the mind showing up? What's the activity in the mind like today? Tuning into your energy. Noticing your natural breath moving in and out without changing anything. Scanning through these different parts of the self and just seeing what's showing up today. What are you working with? And in this forced pause on your normal life, how are you responding? And is it how you'd like to respond, or is there any way that you'd like to shift your response to this pause? What is the feeling, the quality that you'd like to have here? Where would you like your focus to be? Life will show up exactly as it does. How do you want to be with it? So keeping that with you as you move through your practice, or if there's a different focus or intention that you'd like, feel free to set that. Starting to deepen the breath, letting each inhale be a little fuller than the one before. Each exhale a little softer, smoother, deeper. Starting to feel more expansion through the rib cage as you breathe deeply in. And noticing any places that you can soften as you exhale the breath out. Taking 5 more deep breaths like this, filling the belly, the ribs, all the way up to the collarbones. And exhaling it all out. And can each breath be a little deeper, a little slower? Take one more deep breath in, filling the lungs fully. And let it go. And bring one hand to heart center, one hand to belly, sending thanks, sending gratitude for whatever got you on your mat today. Tuning into how do you want to be with this pause on your normal life? What is the feeling, the quality you'd like to have? Keeping an open mind and heart for things to shift and change down the line. And then releasing the hands down and begin to curl back, drawing the belly button towards spine, chin towards chest. As you inhale, arc open, heart pulls up, gaze upward. And curl back in. And arc open. And curling back in, just starting to feel through the spine. And arc open. One more time, curl in. And arc open. Then begin to take some big circles through the torso. Go all the way around. How does this feel in the spine, the ribs, the hips? Letting the shoulders, the neck get involved too. And what is it like when you slow things down? What do you notice as you slow down? Then finding an interesting place to pause and take it in the opposite direction. Going all the way around. coming back to a nice long spine, roll the shoulders up, back and down. And then bring the hands onto the shoulders and circle the elbows forward. Circle the elbows back. Release the arms, give them a little shake out. Inhale, arms reach up tall. Exhale, out and down. Inhale, arms reach tall. Exhale, out and down. And reach up tall. And then come forward, hips pull back as you crawl the fingers forward. Whatever shape your legs are in, just reach the hands forward. Breathing into the back body, filling the back ribs. Take a deep breath in and side out. Walk the hands back towards you, rolling up through the spine. If you're sitting with the legs crossed, change the cross of the legs. Inhale, arms reach up. And stretch over to the right side, walking the fingertips over, stretching through the left arm, left ribs. Relax the neck and shoulders. As you inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, reach a little further. Breathing in, coming halfway up. And reach a little further. One more time like that, come halfway up. And reach a little further. Inhale, come all the way up, both arms reach high. Then take it over to the left, walking left fingertips out, stretch the right arm, relax the neck and shoulders again. As you inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, stretch over. And come halfway up. And reach. One more time, come halfway up. And reach. Inhale, come all the way up, both arms reach high. Then take the hands out in front of you again, hips pull back, crawl the fingers forward. Taking a deep breath in, filling the back ribs. And side out. Walk the hands back towards you, rolling up through the spine. Bring the palms, forearms, elbows to touch. Circle the elbows out wide. Getting into some crickles and crackles in the shoulders, opening up across the chest. And one more time. And then shake the arms out. Take the legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Let go any tightness in the knees, the hips, the ankles. Point and flex through toes. Circle through ankles. One way and the other. Then come forward off of any support. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. And let your knees gently fall side to side. Say hello to the hips. Next time the knees come over to the right, pause there. Sit up a little bit higher. Bring the hand to your left hip and let the hip rise and fall. Just feeling the leg bone moving around in the hip socket. Getting a little bit more movement through your left hip. And then come through center and over to the left side, sitting up tall again. Hand comes to the right hip. Let the hip rise and fall. A little crickly and crackly on this side. You come back through center, over to the right again, sitting up tall. Bring the hands to your right knee and start to dolphin dive over the knee. So let the nose lead the way as if you are dipping under an ocean wave. And then change the direction, heart leads the way, and roll up through the spine. As if you are a slow motion headbanger here, if that image works for you. And one more time, roll all the way up. Left fingertips begin to trace a circle around you. Seeing how much of a circle you get to do on this side, how much the spine wants to twist or not twist. Then the next time the hands come back behind you, pause there. And I'll turn around so you can see where we're going. So pressing down to the hands, twist yourself around towards your right arm. Either staying with straight arms or you can lower down to your elbows. Relax the shoulders, soften through the face. Take a deep breath in and let it go. If you want a little bit more stretch, that top leg, you can walk those toes away from the bottom toes, creating more space between your feet, getting a little more stretch to that top hip and side. Take 2 more deep breaths exactly as you are, noticing any spots that you can soften into a little bit more. And then begin to press into the hands coming back up. Sweep your knees back through center. And sway the knees side to side. Then pause with the legs over to the left, sitting up a little higher. Hands come to the left knee and begin to dive over or underneath that wave towards your left knee. Nose leading the way. And then change the direction, heart leads the way, and roll up through the spine. Slow motion headbanger. And one more time, roll on up. And then the right fingertips begin to trace a circle around you. And noticing on this side, is the circle more complete, or is it a little trickier to twist around on this side? Next time the hands come back behind you, pause there. I'll turn around so you can see. So you're here with the hands back behind you, pressing into the hands. Twist yourself towards the left this time. And either stay with straight arms or you can lower down to elbows. Relax the shoulders, the face. If you want a little bit more stretch, those top toes, right toes I believe, can walk away from the bottom toes, creating more space between the feet and a little more stretch through that top hip. Relax through the jaw, the tongue, blah, blah, blah. And staying here for 2 more breaths. Let them be nice and slow. And then begin to press yourself back up. Knees come back to center and sway them side to side. Pause with the knees straight up and bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees out wide. So depending on how your legs are feeling, you can take the feet further out in front of you. You can draw them way in, whatever feels good. Holding on to the legs somewhere, inhale, arc open, look up. Exhale, curl in. And arc open, look up. And curl in. One more time, arc open. And curl in. Come back to a neutral spine. Bring the hands to the outer knees, drawing the knees together. Give them a little kiss. Thank your knees. Sweep the feet over to one side and come on up to a tabletop. So as you find your tabletop here, you can take your blanket or whatever you have close by for a little extra padding for the knees if you want. And then spreading the fingers nice and wide under shoulders. And as always, if the wrists aren't feeling good doing that, you can take this on fists. You can roll the edge of your mat up like so, with just the heels of the hands on so there's less of an angle in the wrist, which might feel good. So taking whatever you need to do so the wrists are happy here. Get nice and long through the spine, hips pull back, crown of the head reaching out in front of you. Rolling shoulders away from ears so the back of the neck is nice and long as well. Sweep the feet over to the right, looking over your shoulder at your feet in a C curve. Come back to center and over to the other side. And center and to the right. And center and to the left. One more time to center and right. And center, and to the left. Come back through center. Inhale, arc open, looking up. Exhale, curl in. And arc open. And curl in. Arc open. And curl in. Then begin to take some circles through the rib cage, going all the way around. One way and then change the direction. And as you circle, let the hips, the shoulders, neck, and head get involved as well. And find your way back to your neutral tabletop. Breathing in, right arm sweeps high, stretch through fingers. Exhale the hand down. Inhale, left arm reaches high. And bring it down. Inhale, right arm high. Begin to circle through the wrist. Gaze can be up towards the hand if that doesn't feel good for the neck. Can look down towards the floor or bring the gaze wherever feels most comfortable. Circling the wrist one way and then the other. Then stretch up tall and bring the hand down. Pause and just notice the two sides. Maybe strip a layer off. Here you go, buddy. Then doing the same on the left. Inhale, left arm reaches high. And begin to circle through the wrist, letting the gaze go in whatever direction feels best for your neck. Taking it one way and then the other. And then bring the hand down. Walk the hands out in front of you, keeping the hips stacked over the knees, coming into a puppy pose. Melting the heart down, resting either the chin or forehead. They might not come all the way to the floor. If the wrists are feeling sensitive, feel free to, or the shoulders rather, you can take the arms wider. You can drop the elbows first. to help the shoulders relax if they feel a little tight today. Otherwise, staying with arms straight. Breathing into the back body again. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, melt the heart a little bit more towards the floor. And take another deep breath in. And let it go. Gently drop the elbows down if they're not on the floor already, and slide forward on your belly. Point the toes back, reaching out through the toes, elongate through the legs. Take the arms way out in front of you, stretch from your fingers down to your toes. And then walk the hands back a little bit, take them nice and wide, elbows float high. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, lower down. Walk the fingers back a bit. Inhale, coming up. And lower down. One more time, walking back. Inhale, come up. And lower down. Hands land by the sides of the chest. Press yourself back on up to a tabletop. And begin to take some circles with the hips. Noticing how the hips are feeling today. Going one way and then the other. And then finding your way back to neutral. Right knee comes out to the side and begin to circle the knee around. And the circles can be small, they can be big, you can move more slowly, you can move more quickly. Starting to feel into your right hip. Going one way and then change the direction. And then start to extend the legs straight back behind you, pressing out through the foot as if you were standing on the wall behind you, reaching out through the top of the head. Inhale the leg a little higher. Exhale, knee to nose. You reach the leg up and back. And this time bring right knee to right elbow. And reach up and back. And bring right knee to left elbow. Then extend back. And bring the knee down to the ground, sway the hips side to side. Come back through center. Inhale, right arm stretches high, reach through fingers. Exhale the hand down. Inhale, left arm high, stretch the fingers. And bring it down. Take the left knee out to the side and begin to circle the knee around, warming up through the left hip. Is this side any different than your first side? Circling one way and then change the direction. Then extend the legs straight back, press out through the bottom of the foot, reach to the top of the head. One long line here from the foot to your head. Inhale the leg a little higher. Exhale, knee to nose. Reach up and back. And then bring your left knee to your left elbow. And reach up and back. Left knee, right elbow. And stretch back. And bring the knee down, sway the hips side to side. Pause and center. Inhale, right arm up, stretch high through the fingers. Bend the elbow, wrap the hand behind the back. And then pull the elbow back more, twisting open. Take a deep breath in here. Let it go. Inhale, the hand reaches high. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left arm up. Bending the elbow, wrap the hand behind the back, and then pull the elbow back some more, twist open. Taking a deep breath in, letting it go. Inhale the arm high. Exhale, take it down. Bring the knees wider apart, big toes to touch. Reach the hips back for heels, child's pose. Letting the head rest on the floor or a blanket. You can also stack hands or fists. Finding a comfortable child's pose, letting the shoulders relax, the neck soften. Give yourself a moment to recharge. And then making it a bit more active by stretching the hands out in front of you as you continue to pull the hips back towards your heels, seeing how long you can get from hips to fingertips. Walk the hands over to the right, stretching through your left ribs, opening up through your left side. Come back through center. And then take the hands over to the left side, opening up through the right ribs. Come back through center. One more time to the right, opening up through the left. Back through center and over to the left. Come back through center. Spread the fingers nice and wide, looking up towards your hands. Inhale, come up. Bring the knees under hips again. And then shift forward, lowering yourself onto your belly once more. Stretch out through the toes, elongate through the legs. Bring the arms down by the sides of the body. Inhale, lift head, shoulders, heart. Float the arms back, stretch through fingers. Exhale, lower down. Keep the torso low, lift the legs. Stretch out through your toes, spread them wide. And lower down. And again, just the torso, head, shoulders, heart, peel off the floor, arms fly back. And lower down. Inhale, legs lift up, stretch out through toes. And lower down. One time lifting everything up. Stretch through fingers and toes as your heart pulls forward. Exhale, lower down. Make a pillow with the hands to rest the head on. Sway the heels side to side. Relax the shoulders, the neck, the low back, the hips. And then bend the knees, bring the feet in the air, swaying them side to side. And gently release the legs down. Bring the hands to land by the sides of the chest. Press yourself back on up to a tabletop. Then hands can stay on the floor, or if you have blocks, you might want to use them to make your arms a little longer as you step your right foot through. Curl the back toes under. Lift the back knee off the ground, finding your low lunge here. Shoulders roll back, lengthen through the spine, drawing the heart forward. Press out through your back heel to open up through the back knee, feeling that long line of extension from the heel through the leg, the spine, all the way to the top of your head. And bring a little pulse into this, following your breath. So as you inhale, you come out of the pose slightly, being pulled up towards the sky. And as you exhale, sink a little deeper into your lunge. Inhale, being pulled up slightly. Exhale, going a little deeper. One more time, being pulled up slightly. And go a little deeper. Gently drop the back knee. Toes can stay curled or you can uncurl them. Bring the hands to stack on the front knee, peeling yourself away from the thigh, relaxing the shoulders down. Turn to look one way. See if you can find your foot back there. Maybe yes, maybe no. See if you can find it turning over the other shoulder. And back. Then bring the hands back to the floor or your blocks. Curl the back toes under. Hips pull back, move your hands back. Front leg moves towards straight. Flex the toes towards you. So you can keep a bend in that front knee if that feels better, if going fully straight doesn't work. More importantly, to lengthen through the spine. Hips pulling back, heart reaching towards your toenails. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time, lengthen. And walk your hands forward, shifting back to your knee down lunge. Back knee lifts off the floor, bending the back knee, hop the foot to meet the front. Inhale, coming halfway up, hands slide up the legs, and fold. Hands on the floor or blocks, and step your right leg back. Finding your low lunge here on the second side, rolling the shoulders back, heart stretches forward. And using the breath again to help you pulse here in the lunge. As you inhale, the hips lift higher. And as you exhale, you go a little deeper in the lunge. Inhale, hips come up. Exhale, lunge a little deeper. And one more time, hips come up. And go a little deeper. Gently lowering the back knee down, bring the hands to rest on the front leg. Peel yourself away from the thigh. Pressing yourself away from the thigh, relax the shoulders down. And turn to look one way. And turn to look the other. Come back through center. Bring the hands to the floor or your blocks. Hips pull back, walk your hands back. Flex the toes towards you. Nice and long through the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And lengthen. And fold. Inhale, lengthen. Walk your hands forward again. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee off the ground. And this time walk your hands around to the wide side of the mat, turning to the right, pivoting the feet, toes in line with each other, heels in line with each other. Shift a bit side to side, bend into one knee and then the other. Pause and center. Knees can have more of a bend, they can be straighter, whatever works for you. Right hand stays down, left arm reaches high, stretch up tall. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, right arm up. And bring it down. One more time, left hand reaches high, deep breath in. Exhale, release. And right hand up, stretch tall. And bring it down. Walk your hands back to the front of your mat, pivoting the feet. Bend the back knee, hop the back foot to meet the front. Inhale, halfway up, hands slide up the legs. Exhale, fold. One more time like that, come halfway up. And fold. Hang there, shake the head, yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Give a little sway, a little wiggle. Bend the knees and roll all the way up, taking your time to reach the top. When you come up, sweep the arms out and up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, palms to the heart. Inhale, palms reach high. Exhale, out and down. Bring the hands to the low back. Pressing the hips forward, heart lifts up, open through the front body. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, fold, hands slide down the legs. Come halfway up with the flat back. And fold. Bending the knees, hands on the floor or your blocks again. Step your left foot back, low lunge. If you want to build a bit more heat, you can have the knee lifted. If you want to be a little gentler, you can drop the knee down. Inhale, right arm reaches high. As you exhale, the arm is going to hook underneath the leg like a little pugtail, like bean's tail. Inhale, the arm reaches high. Exhale, hook it under. Inhale, reach high. And then bring the hand down. If you have the knee down, lift the back knee up. Hop the foot forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. One more time like that, coming halfway up. And fold. Hands to the floor or blocks. Step your right leg back. Finding a lunge with either the knee up or down, depending on how you're feeling today. As you breathe in, left arm reaches high. Stretch up through fingers. As you exhale, the arm hooks under the leg like a little pugtail. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, hook under. And reach high. And then bring the hand down. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee off the ground. Bending the back knee, hop the back foot to meet the front. Come halfway up with the flat back. And lower down. Bending the knees, come all the way down to a squat, and then lower yourself down to sit. You can keep your blanket if you want a little extra cushion, or you can move it out of the way, lowering all the way down onto your back. I'm just pausing for a moment there, one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Soften into the floor. Tune into your breath, noticing the sensations in the body, in the mind, the emotions. How do you choose to respond in this moment? What is the feeling? What is the quality? Walk your feet a little wider apart. Let the knees sway side to side. And pausing the legs over to the left. Just letting them get heavier there. Legs can stay as they are. If you want a little extra stretch, that bottom foot, left foot, comes to rest on top of the right leg, drawing the knee down. If that causes any discomfort either in the back or in the knee, just bring the foot back to the floor. Then release the foot, let the knees sway side to side. Then pause over to the right, letting the legs just get heavier. Legs either stay as they've landed, or that right foot, bottom foot, comes on top of the left knee, drawing it down, getting a little more stretch. And again, paying attention to the knees here. So if the knees are uncomfortable, or if the low back is uncomfortable, just bring the foot back to the floor. And then release. And let the knees sway side to side. Hug your knees towards you, wrapping the hands around the legs, and rock a bit, massaging at the back. With a hand on each knee, circle the knees away from each other, getting into the hips. Take it one way and then the other.
Then circle the knees together in one direction. If you find a spot that feels good to hang out and massage out, you can stay there. And then take it the opposite way. Pause, knees in center, keeping them hugged in as the arms come out wide, palms facing up. Relax the shoulders down the back. Then let the legs fall over to the left side, either coming all the way down to the ground, or you can build the ground up to meet you if you want a gentler twist. Letting the head go in whatever direction feels best. Taking a deep breath in and sighing it out. Let the body just get heavier here into the floor. Let go of any holding. Then bring the head back to center. Inhale, knees back to center. Let the legs fall over to the other side. Neither coming down to the floor. You can find some props to prop your knees up higher. Relax the shoulders, let the head turn. Take a deeper breath in. And on your exhale, soften some more. Let gravity assist you here, drawing you down towards the center of the earth. Begin to turn the head back to center. Inhale, knees come center. Give them a hug again as you rock side to side. Starting to shift into your final posture of Shavasana, your final relaxation. And if you feel chilly at all here, take any layers or blankets that you have close by.
So take the time it takes to get comfy, cozy. If you feel chilly at all, having a blanket or just some other layers may be helpful, as the body temperature tends to drop as we relax. So make sure that you're cozy. Finding whatever position feels most restful. Allowing any last little fidgets, movements to get in your perfect resting spot. Eyes closing or just gazing upward if that feels better. Settling into this. Taking a deep breath in. And sigh it all out. Take another deep breath in. And let it all go. Relax, release. And give yourself this time to rest and recharge.
start to tune in to that part of yourself that is the observer, the witness. That part of you that is observing all that's going on without any judgment or analysis. Observe yourself resting here on the floor. And how are you responding to this moment? What is the feeling, the quality that's present? Bring a little wiggle to fingers and toes. Let any little movements come back that feel natural. Or maybe a stretch calling your name as you slowly start to make your way back. And when you're ready, bend one knee and the other, bringing the feet to the floor. Let your head gently sway side to side. And turn on over to one side, resting there with the knees drawn in towards you. And then in any way that feels sweet and supportive, start to help yourself back on up to a comfortable seat. Keeping the eyes closed or just having a soft, fuzzy gaze. As you find yourself all the way up, bring one hand to heart center, other hand rests on top of it. Bowing the head towards hands and heart. Remembering that you have a choice in how you want to respond to life and all that shows up. Making the choices that work for you. And thanking yourself for showing up, for playing yoga, for giving yourself this gift of time on your mat. Inhale as the head comes back up and bow to the wonder and wisdom within you. Namaste. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.